This gated home in Cedar Park is under 500, has 0 yard work, and I'm in walking distance to HEB. And I'm about to show you why this might be one of the most easiest homes for sale in Cedar Park and find all year. Let's take a look. So here's what most buyers think when they're looking at Cedar Park and don't realize. They think that their options are either a huge house, a huge home, or paper thin, condo walls. So I remember when this development was being built in the early 2000s. This is Bellamy off of Ronald Reagan and Colonial. And this is a home. This is a detached condo in Bellamy. And I remember when this came about with the city council of Cedar Park, because this was very new. What do you mean it's a condo, Cindy? So in our area, developers figured out a loophole. They could put more homes in a smaller area because we have zoning restrictions like how big the lot's got to be, what's the setbacks, so on and so forth. Developers figured out, well, if we just make it a condo regime, we can put more houses more tightly together and call it a condo, but it still has a home feel. And typically in these scenarios, a lot of times they're gated, sometimes they're not. The exterior and interior is responsibility of the homeowner, but a lot of times all the exterior maintenance is handled by the HOA, right? So if this is a second home scenario, or you travel a lot, this is a great scenario because you don't have to worry about your yard. You don't have to worry about, keeping that up, and you can literally lock and leave. So very traditional for the early 2000s. You've got the granite with the warm cabinets, which are oddly coming back into style. I think all things go in a circle. And you have the open floor plan, which was coming about in the early 2000s. You've got the stone fireplace that is wood burning. You have the formal dining right up front. And kind of when I see this floor plan, I don't know what it is about it. I feel like if I was somebody that liked Sun City, like that lock and leave, I'm tired, I want to travel, and I wanted a house that was easy to maintain, was private, had great access to everything, medical, HEB, Walmart, Costco, shopping, you name it, it's got everything. And you don't want the restrictions you have, say, in Sun City, which they are, it's Sun City. There's a lot of HOAs requirements in Sun City, and some people kind of, don't like that. There's a lot of homes in Sun City. So if you don't want to live in a really big development with, basically the same people, the over 55 crowd, this is a good option. I like it. Like I said, it's in Cedar Park. It is just right off of Palmer, off of Colonial. So you're literally in walking distance of HEB. You're literally walking distance in one of my favorite places to go, Red Horn. Red Horn is a locally owned brewery. You can get their beer at HEB. If you like beer, but they also have coffee. So I like getting me an iced matcha there. It's very yummy. So you'll notice there's not a lot of grass. That's because we have all these trees and all the shade in Texas. You see where the sun's at? There's grass. So wherever there's not a lot of sun, there is no grass. So you can, a lot of HOAs in our area are allowing artificial turf now because it's drought tolerant. So that could be a good option back here. Because a lot of times with these trees like this, it is really hard to get grass to grow. I know because I have a house with a lot of trees. So you got the hardy plank, which I like, and that goes all the way around, and you've got stone in the front. And this is a very small development. This is only like 30 homes. You're going to know your neighbors, which I don't know if you want to know your neighbors or not, but you will know your neighbors. I like that the streets are not concrete. They're like cobblestone. I think that's cute. I don't know if you got, I'll see if I can get a picture of that. All right. Very tall ceilings, right? These are your other 2 bedrooms. exactly what you'd see. I mean, the houses aren't that close. I mean, they're close, but that's your neighbor. And then you got your closet, walk-in, carpet. Good paint, looks good. And this faces the front. So like I said, if you can see out there, it's a lot of cobblestone instead of like concrete, which I think is super cute. You got all these trees, so many trees. Got somebody working over there in the car, working. Hey guys. So like I said, this is just under 2,000 square feet. It's offered under 500 in the heart of Cedar Park, which I love. And if you like this kind of content, I'd love to be able to show the house to you. So if you like the content, hit like. If you want to see the house in person, give me a call, a text. I'll be happy to set up an appointment so you see this in person. And this might be the next home for you. If you're out of town, I can obviously do a completely private tour if you've got specific questions that you want me to address at the time. Like I said, this is in Bellamy. It is a condo regime in Cedar Park. I love doing these property tours. And the reason I'm going to keep doing them is because you're going to like them and you're going to subscribe to them. So until the next time, next week with more tours.